we're live now. Gonna test this out, make sure it works. Okay. Restream looks good. Twitter, are we live on Twitter? We're live on Twitter, that's good. TikTok is working, so it's good. Let me go live on TikTok. Finally got this Lula TV thing to work again. Thank goodness. And I'm gonna see my own stream here on TikTok. Let's see if there's sound here. Test. Perfect. Yeah, there's sound. Awesome. That's great. Let me actually turn up the music a little bit. This is actually a good way to monitor as well. Welcome everyone on TikTok. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna take some questions later on, but let's go through the markets. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, Lula is working again. Sound is good. Perfect. Yeah, this thing. So, yeah, it was something with their the authentication through TikTok that they do. It's a reverse engineered hack, you know, at the end of it. So that's why it's tricky. It's always been tricky. So, but hopefully this time TikTok live stream with screen share like this can be stable for a while. At least for this stream, this is a test stream. We're gonna go through the markets today, but hopefully for tomorrow's Bacon DAO community call, we can do this as well. So welcome everyone. Thanks for being here, like I said. And I'm going to check out the Discord, make sure, yeah, there's people coming in through the Discord chat as well. Welcome everyone. Hey. All right, so today on the schedule, as usual, so we're gonna have a brief analysis on what I'm looking at the markets right now, starting with Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then altcoins, Bitcoin dominance, some individual altcoins that I think are particularly interesting, some big events happening. I think there's a pretty significant event to watch today as part of Bitcoin Miami conference, because apparently like at around 4 p.m. Eastern, there's a rumored news that a nation will actually start to accept Bitcoin, will start to include Bitcoin as their national treasury. Still just a rumor. I doubt something like that will be leaked so early, so take it for what you will, but you know, we'll see later today. But aside from that, welcome. Thanks for being here, and I'll try to run the stream for right around 1 hour in length, just to keep it concise and cut down on my excessive amounts of rambling. But yeah, let's get started. So okay, so first off, let's look at Bitcoin, and I just posted a video on my TikTok video about Bitcoin. Just a little bit. Actually, let me check on YouTube as well, just to make sure that we're live on YouTube and it's going well. Okay, yeah, we're live. Good. So yeah, so YouTube, Bitcoin wise, like I said, right, lots of people are calling for prematurely, you know, bullish or bearish. TikTok people says very, very small screen. It's just what it is, right? If you want screen share, this is the best you can get. Like I don't know what else I could do. It's pretty much it. But yeah, hope you can see. It's at least better than just recording the screen from the phone. But essentially, what we have right now, right, on Bitcoin is, yes, there is this symmetrical triangle that's playing out, right? And typically a symmetrical triangle, in some cases, right, when you have this triangle consolidation, some cases are continuation, some are reversal, and some are unidirectional, bidirectional. What does that mean, right? So when we are, for example, the previous move was in a downtrend, and then we have a triangle, right? Typically, if the triangle is kind of what they call, if it's a downtrend, then it's an ascending triangle. So if the triangle is going kind of like this, right, then that's what you call a flag. And that essentially usually is a continuation pattern, meaning if the previous move was down, then when this triangle breaks out, it's more likely to be down. And similarly, right, on the other case, if the triangle goes something like this, actually let me just remove all the previous drawing. If the move is like it goes down and then it kind of consolidates like downward, so the triangle is like this, then that's typically a reversal pattern, meaning the breakout following this is more likely to be up in the opposite direction than down, right? So that's a reversal triangle. And let me just draw the other one as well. If it's move like this and then triangle this way, right, like this, then the move is more likely to be down than up when it breaks out, right? But if the triangle is kind of sideways, like what we see right now, like this, where we have lower and lower highs, but also higher and higher lows, so it's just kind of squeezing in this parallel sideways pattern. This is bidirectional, so usually people treat this as equal chance of it breaking up or down. So that's why there is the first case of you shouldn't be taking this, because just looking at this purely, there is no clear direction as to, oh, is this going to break up or down? Whatever people are saying just from looking at this triangle forming is looking at the data is not reliable, right? Now, some people are treating this triangle as when we have a breakout, like for example, we have a break this way, no sound. You can hear me just fine. Can you hear me or can you not hear me? TikTok gang, just tell me if you have sound. Okay, sound is fine. Okay, good. So some people says, if we make a breakout, then the kind of the next move is up, just out of this triangle, and if you make a breakdown, the next move is down. While there is some cases of this happening, right? For example, if the previous trend is very strong, like for example, if you had looked at this this kind of consolidation here, right? When the previous trend has lasted for a very long time, we are clearly in a bull trend, and then it has this kind of consolidation, and the first important point is that, see, this is a downwards triangle, meaning that it's likely to be a continuation. Pair that with a breakout to the upside, right? This breakout here is a decent trade, right? Because this is likely a continuation pattern, and the breakout here is also supports that continuation. So trading this breakout would have probably had more than 50% chance of win rate, right? But now, looking at the markets right now, is it bullish? Is it bearish? Nobody really knows, right? We had a very, very long bull trend, right? But also this recent correction crashed way below the 21 weekly exponential moving average, the 200 daily EMA. So really, nobody really knows if we are still in a long-term bull or bear trend, right? And in the short term, we really have to see, like I said, the price reaction to these higher levels at 50K from around 45. Let me just take a line here from around 45 to 50 here, right? Once we get above this range, whether we get a rejection or a breakout, right? Whether we do this or get a breakout retest, right? Then we really know if this correction was a correction or the start of a bear trend. So while there is no clear bear, bull or bear trend right now, pair that with the fact that this triangle, right, that we're currently forming on the 4-hour and lower time frames is very much symmetrical. There is no good trade here taken just based on this triangle. So that makes me, very much question the kind of trades people are taking just based off of this triangle. Because you see, anyone can call that, if you make a breakout from here, oh, we're all of a sudden bullish, we're going to go to 60K. Or if you just slightly break here, oh, we're going to 20K, 25K. But in reality, what they're doing is not, helping you to see the market for probabilities and what kind of advantage you can take. But instead, they're just simply saying, I'm placing my bet here, so if this just so happens, I can call myself a genius and all of a sudden I gain a lot of followers. Right? Anyone can do that, and that's what most people are doing. So that's why right now the kind of trades, the only two key levels that I think are once broken are somewhat more reliable than this triangle to watch, because any break of this triangle I think is very much 50-50 right now. But what I'm watching right now is the 30K and 43K. So 30K is the bottom of this major correction that we just had. So if we make a new lower low here, that certainly is, in my opinion, the start of a new bear trend. And if you zoom a little further back, right, you see 30K is also kind of the bottom of the previous consolidation in month of January, right? In fact, we touched this level about 4 times, and now we touched it the 5th time. So this is a very key support now, and if we are to break this, I would, I think on the balance of probability, we are starting a bear trend. So that's why, I'm not so concerned with a break of this triangle. As long as we hold above this 30K range, I'm okay. But if we get a break and then a break below 30, then this, I think, is heading down to way lower. So that's the downside I'm watching. One scenario, right? Not saying that will happen, but it is a thing to watch if it happens. Then we know how to react. Now on the upside, same thing. I don't really care if it breaks out or, comes back down, breaks out of this triangle. I don't care. But if it breaks above, I think 43, chances are, the short term, at least relief rally is there. And I think this can at least get to around 50 and maybe test the all-time high around 60. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm watching right now. If you have to think of it like not trying to be right and early and try to call the bottom early, because nobody is able to do that very profitably, right? You have to look at just probabilities and what are your potential profit margins by taking a trade that's so uncertain early, right? What do I mean by that? So if you take a trade right on the breakout of this triangle, right, instead of at 43K, you gain an extra 13% of early buying, right? If this breakout indeed, carries up upward. But this early trade here, would you take a kind of 120% profitability trade but has a 50% win rate, or a 100% profitability trade but with maybe 70% win rate, right? So clearly the trade that has higher win rate, right, that's way more clearly confirmed once we break above 43K, is the better option here, because you can actually bet more, right, knowing that the trend is likely confirmed. Similarly, if you are bearish right now, nothing wrong with that at all. But taking this trade kind of early here, just from a breakdown from this triangle, right? You're getting an early 16% in. But if we just wait long enough for a clear break of 30K, and if you just really hate Bitcoin, then when it breaks 30K, right? You see, we don't really have much support below until probably the previous all-time high, right, around 20K, and then this high here, which is around let's see, so this high around 20, and then this high around 14, right? So this mere 16% here is nothing compared to the for sure kind of downside targets you can have, 35%, 53%, right? So you want it to be sure, you don't want to be right, because anyone that tells you that they're so early on just right, they can predict the future, that's very much just a gamble, right? So that's my view on Bitcoin right now. That's the action I'm taking right now, is to not care so much about this triangle. In fact, I'd say just remove it. There could be some scalps that you can take in this range. Maybe if you think that looking at historically, right, when Bitcoin goes into these sideways ranges, these kind of early breakout traders of these triangle patterns typically get punished by the whales and the true market, the major participants. And that's why you could bet on the case that this is going to swing either way very many times to just really shake out a lot of the early breakout traders, right? So there will be many fake outs on top, many fake outs on the bottom, right? So there could be some scalp opportunities there where you kind of short every time it gets high in the range, long every time it gets low in the range, right? And just take a very short term. This is what you would call day trade. Very advanced, and you really have to have a very short term trading experience and short term focus. Not recommended for most people. I'm actually not doing this either. I'd rather just be on the next major move. So I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines, holding what I have in Bitcoin and Ethereum, not buying more, but not selling more, and getting cash ready to buy or sell, whether we break above here or below here, right? That's what I'm watching right now on Bitcoin. Okay, so having said that, let me take some water. Now, we analyze Bitcoin first always because the entire crypto market depends on Bitcoin, right? So we're going to do ETH next, and looking at ETH USD chart first. Yeah, you can believe bullish or bearish. That doesn't matter, right? But you don't want to kind of show yourself into a blind belief. Having a belief is not wrong, right? I am very, very bullish on Bitcoin and crypto long term, but that doesn't mean, that doesn't deter me from my goal in doing this, which is to make money, right? Anyone trading is here to make money. It's not to be a blind cheerleader, right? So that's why having that belief is nothing wrong with that. It means you've done your research and you believe in what you invest in, and you know it well, which is good. But just don't be too blinded by short-term movements, right? And try to position yourself in the right way so that if we even see a major dip going down further, you don't have to just be mad that Bitcoin doesn't go straight up all the time. As long as you're prepared, you can buy in at cheaper prices and accumulate more Bitcoin, right? So that's kind of my view on it. Separate your fundamental beliefs with what's happening on the charts. Now, looking at Ethereum, right? To kind of again, let's use support and resistance. So first off, the key resistance here, we have watched this for a very long time, from 14K to around 20K, right? Major consolidation, as you see this one weekly candle, and then touch above here, touch below here. So this major consolidation from 1420 to around 2K is very much significant. This is the bottom line that I think we do not want to break. I say this because this has a lot of confluence. So 1420 is the this previous consolidation, right? The top of this consolidation turned into support, as well as the previous all-time high in January of 2018. You see 1420 there. So a lot of confluence there. And the top of this range is a whole number, 2K, as well as the 21 EMA on the weekly. So adjusting this to the 21, right? This is a little bit above the 21 actually, but nonetheless it's very close. Let me just make this a bit bolder, right? So this is a weekly chart, and 200 weekly, right? You see we had a 2-week very promising bounce from here. So we did not close the weekly below the 21 weekly EMA. Very good sign. So now this 21 weekly level, the blue average, is about a good buying opportunity in my opinion, if we get another dip to around this range. I'm curious to see the 200 daily, which probably lines up with the lower levels here. Yeah, you see the 200 daily EMA is even a bit lower of a support, a bit shorter term, and ideally we don't want to see any daily closes below the 200 daily EMA. So this blue average line, and this is the daily chart, and you see this is also very good. So even on the huge daily wicks, we only wicked to the 200 daily moving average, but did not close within it. Very good sign. It means the bulls, the long-term buyers are stepping in here. And you see this coincides very well with the previous consolidation range right here at around 2K. So all in all, here's what I'm looking at, right? With these analysis, on the support side, right? If we get a weekly dip, if we get another major dip, right, then I would most likely start buying at around the 21 weekly EMA, right now at 2150 range, and going into this red zone here just a little bit below 2K. Anything around the 2K range, in my opinion, is a good buy right now. And in order for the when I buy the dip, I don't just buy and then I hold till zero, right? It's a good buying opportunity because it's a level that I think is very close to the crucial support, so that when you get in there, you know you have a clear stop loss very close below, so that you're not risking much, and you can see within a short period of time if your analysis is correct, right? So in that case, right, if price dips to around 2K again, I would like to see, first off, the weekly holding above the 21 EMA at 2150 and not close below here, right? So the candle could wick below but not close below. And also on the daily, right, same thing. I could see, you know, daily candles wick to around 2K but not close below, not close below this blue exponential moving average here, the 200 EMA. So not saying that this will necessarily bounce, right? Let me just have a line brush tool here, right? If the move makes its way down like this, I will likely buy here, but not saying this will 100% bounce. But even if it's a 50% chance of a bounce, right, when it comes down here, right, let's say you long here, on the 50% chance that it bounces, you have at least so much to the next resistance here, right? But the potential stop loss is very small, right? So that's why this is a good trade, because when you, let's say you make a long here at around 2K, you on the 50% chance that it bounces, you have a 46% gain. On the 50% chance that it dips, it breaks your crucial support very quickly, and you risk 16% loss. So that's even though it's 50-50, when you win 3 times as much than you lose, right? So that's what makes a good trade. It's never a trade that's just 100% is for sure going to happen. That's not the case, right? You assign probabilities, and you look at on each probability what are your potential win and potential loss. Then you treat it if it's a good trade or not. And that ties into our next point, which is if we get a bounce, right? Or let's just say the next significant resistance here that we could watch is around this 2.9K range. So you see we are doing decently well here, right? We made a lower high here. Sorry, a first low, a lower low, but then higher low, and then kind of, let's say another higher low here, right? This is a good sign, at least in the short term. It looks to be reversing, and I'm sure, you know, these two lows here, if you put in the RSI there, you could probably see a bullish divergence there. Yeah, a little bit. You see. Let me just bring this up. Remove the drawings here, and you see we had a lower low on the price, higher low on the RSI. So this was a bullish divergence. Obviously, you know, in hindsight, this was the time to buy, but this is how you could use bullish divergences, because very quickly after this bounce, right, this divergence would have been printed in already. So that's kind of an early sign, and that's what divergences are there for. It's an early sign. But now this is, you know, getting further confirmed. We're seeing higher lows on the RSI. First lower low on price, but then price is starting to make higher lows again, which could be indicating a potential reversal. But just jumping back to our previous drawings here, right? Taking out this EMA, we do have this 2.9K range, which seems to be acting as resistance right now. Tested here, tested here, tested here again, and 3 times it has failed to break out. That doesn't necessarily mean that we won't break out, but it just means that it's a very key level to watch. And that's the other trade that I think we could be potentially, I could potentially be interested in taking is, so like I said, the first trade is if we get back down to this 2K range, right, then I'd probably be interested in putting in a long. The other case is if we get a break actually above the resistance here. Let me just show you. So if we manage to get above here, then I think, why is the line so weird? If we manage to get above here, then I think the retest of this 2.9K range is again a typical pattern that I've traded many times before, the breakout retest, right? So in that case, I think maybe 12 hour would be a little bit, yeah. 12 hour in 4 hour. So if we manage to break this resistance around 2.9K range, I think this is likely to be looking like a, you could call this inverse head and shoulders, right? Where we have a shoulder, head, another shoulder, and then breakout, right? Something like that. Or you could call this like kind of a long cup, a little bit of handle, breakout, retest, right? Yeah, typical bottoming pattern. It doesn't have to be that strict. All it has to, basically, you know, the most clear cases, you know, is a head and shoulders. But in this case, you have a series of higher lows being printed, right? First off, you have a first low and then a lower low, but then higher low, higher low. As long as we continuously make higher lows and actually break this resistance around 2.9K, then that typically is a reversal pattern. That means the bottom was likely in at this lowest head here, around just under 2K. So that's the other trade I would be interested in taking on ETH is if we break above 2.9K, then I probably long on the retest of 2.9K. And just very quickly, let's look at ETH to Bitcoin, just to separate ourselves and confirm what we're looking at. As you can see, I've drawn this from before also. This kind of confirms my theory right now, right? You see it's a very similar pattern of ETH versus Bitcoin. We had a first low, a lower low, but then started making higher lows, and inching towards this 0.73, 0.074 range, which coincidentally is the breakout of the previous kind of the right direction of head and shoulders here. We had a neckline in this level, had a breakdown, and then now testing it as resistance again. So once we break above, this turns into support again. So this does confirm my current trade I'm looking at, which is if we get above here, then long on the retest, right? So all in all, I think ETH is looking pretty promising in the short term. Not jumping the gun yet, but if we get a, let me just put both charts on the same page. ETH USD here. Clear all the drawings. Right, so horizontal line resistance there, right? So on the dollar chart, if you get above 2.9K, I'm going to long the retest most likely. On the ETH versus Bitcoin chart, same thing. If you get above 0.07374-ish, I will long on the retest. And the retest typically comes, just trust me, right? So I'm likely not going to take the breakout trade, just to wait for a clear confirmation way above, then wait till it till it comes down to retest. And you see these two charts are very much similar. So this is confirming the case that this is actually less dependent on Bitcoin right now. Definitely a good sign. So that's what I'm looking at for ETH. And take a bit of water again. Again, I'll go through all the questions in the end. Okay, it has been 29 minutes already, so we'll speed this up. Just look at Bitcoin dominance very briefly, and I'll do mostly questions. So Bitcoin dominance, let's look at first off, just a quick refresher for people that weren't here on my previous couple of videos and the previous live stream. So Bitcoin dominance is a calculation of the total market cap of Bitcoin divided by the total market cap of all cryptos. And what this means is that whenever Bitcoin dominance is going up, it means most people are focused on Bitcoin and less so in altcoins. And this typically is the period when people are just looking for a safe store of asset, sort of value in crypto, and that is Bitcoin typically. And that's the kind of period that you can see here, right, from early January to kind of last December, right? This overall is not so bullish period. Maybe you can even say early January 2018 to end of 2019. So this was the bull market. So the bear market. So typically in a bearish time, when people are uncertain, most money is concentrated in Bitcoin, where people just kind of put their money there, park it, and against inflation and the very long-term thinking. But in a bull market, like what we saw in 2017, right, and of course very clearly in 2020, you could even say mid 2020 to beginning of right now. These are two bull markets, and in bull markets, typically Bitcoin dominance trends down as people as overall cryptos are going up in price, people are looking for speculative assets, so they don't park their money in Bitcoin, and instead they look for altcoins that have higher gains and are more short-term speculative. So this is why it's very key to watch Bitcoin dominance to decide if it makes sense to be in Bitcoin or in altcoins, and when you want to be in Bitcoin and versus altcoins. And looking at right now, right, you see in the last bull market, Bitcoin dominance had the lowest levels from 35% to around 40%, right? And you see on this current bull market and Bitcoin dominance trending down, it has hit this historical lows, and we had a weekly bounce here. And just zooming in a bit on the daily, you see we had a pretty significant bounce here, and this was the coincides with the recent correction where the whole market took a dump. People all of a sudden realized that, oh, we are way too overexposed in altcoins. We should probably go into a bit safer assets like Bitcoin. We want to be a bit longer term focused. We are in it for the tech, whatever it might be, right? Price caused them to panic, etc. So now Bitcoin dominance could be seeing a potential new uptrend, right? And this is actually very key to watch right now, because we've had this first move here, right? The first leg, and this is forming a bullish wedge here. So if you remember when I analyzed the triangle patterns, right? So typically when you have a move, right, a significant what they call flagpole, and then you have the flag that is kind of going down a bit. Typically this has a higher probability of right, going breaking towards the same direction instead of downwards, and that's why I'm not so keen on taking too many positions in altcoins right now, because I think there's a decent chance that Bitcoin dominance continue to go up here to break out of this and towards at least the next resistance here at 50. And if this happens, a lot of altcoins will suffer against Bitcoin again. That doesn't necessarily mean altcoins will lose value in dollar terms, but it does mean that they will be Bitcoin will outpace them if this move happens on Bitcoin dominance. So so that means, you know, if this happens and if Bitcoin is going down, altcoins will go down faster. If Bitcoin's staying still, altcoins will go down a little bit. If Bitcoin is going up, altcoins will probably not go up as quickly. That's if this happens, right? So as long as there's that probability of this happening, I'm kind of staying safe, right? And avoiding taking too many positions in altcoins. And on the other side, right, if for example we have another case of alt season where altcoins outperform Bitcoin, then we will see we will need to see Bitcoin dominance continue to break down, and ideally at least first we have to break below this triangle, and then I think I will only be be convinced if it breaks below this kind of 40% range. So this previous low here, right? So we need to break below this triangle and then below the 40% key all-time low that we just made. Then I would be keen on calling that new alt season is starting. Now I'm seriously looking for speculative altcoins, and I think you should be too, because, you know, altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. Before that happens, right, while there's the decent probability of either of these cases happening, I'm not so keen on taking too many altcoin positions. So most things I'm taking right now is very, very short term, like for example Doge and the charity token that I posted yesterday. It's like very short term opportunities, very speculative, small position, see what happens kind of thing. But yeah, if it's like long term coins, like you know, the whole, I'm still very bullish on DeFi, but until this clearly gets resolved, I don't know what my next move will be. Yeah, so that's Bitcoin dominance. As always, it's if you just if you don't watch any charts and you only look at Bitcoin dominance chart, without looking at kind of trying to pick individual altcoins, you would outperform majority of the altcoin traders out there, because looking at this kind of trend, if you can spot this downtrend in Bitcoin dominance early, it really doesn't matter what kind of altcoins you picked, because most altcoins that are not scams went up dramatically within this period. And just like if you had these kind of periods and you exited your altcoins here, most altcoins lost value during this period, simply because your coins could be great fundamentally, but the overall market size is so big, right? Because crypto is $1 trillion. I think it's over 2 trillion now, 1 trillion something at least. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the liquidity there is so big that if you have an altcoin that's 100 million, it doesn't matter because the overall market is so big. Like, you could have strong holders, key supporters, but they only contribute to tens of millions of dollars maximum, right? They can't drive the price alone by themselves. The overall market trend is so much has so much more weight, and that's why if the key thing to understand for trading altcoins is Bitcoin dominance. As long as you can be positioned with the trend, right? So Bitcoin dominance go up, you stay out of altcoins, you stay in Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance go down, you stay in altcoins, right? For more profit, then you just pick whatever is decent and not have to worry. So that's why picking altcoins is one thing, but Bitcoin dominance is so much more important. Anyways, so that's I think all of the maybe I'll go over Doge also a little bit, but just let me just go over Doge very quickly, because I did take a Doge position, because I think Doge is a very peculiar case. So here's what I'm looking at for Doge right now. As you guys probably saw on my recent video, I think in 5 days ago. So I took a Doge position when this had a breakout out of this resistance here, albeit a very small position. But my average entry was around 0.32 something, like 32 to 33 cents. I think 32.7 range. So like somewhere around here was my average entry. Now, this was very, very speculative, right? So essentially we had a long kind of downtrend resistance. We had a breakout. So was this for sure going to continue up? No. But on this breakout, right, at the very least, I could expect for like maybe 38-40% gain, because we have these two lows here, this high here, this low here, this high here, this high here, right? So this is a very significant level around 0.40 to 43 cents range. That is the first resistance. So from this breakout to this level, 35% profit. And then below here, right, I have the previous low at 0.28, so 28 cents. So again, just a kind of same probability trade, right? Even if we have a 50% chance of winning, 50% chance of being wrong, then 50% chance of the time I make 35% gain, other 50% chance I lose 14%. So that's a good trade, right? If you can just spot these trades consistently, overall, even if you win half the time, you lose half the time, you still overall profit. So that's why I took this trade, and now luckily this is playing our way, and I'm still holding this because let me just give you a bit of a fractal. What they call is basically a fractal is a similar type of chart pattern that has played out on a specific ticker, a specific asset that is playing out again. And in this case, I want you to pay attention to see if you can spot the pattern here, right? Color coded here. So we have the red kind of support, green line resistance, red support, green line resistance, and the trend line, right? So dating back to late January to April, right? You see, we had a major run up. We had a first peak right here, and then very quickly dumped, then made another higher high here, and then started a pretty major long correction on Doge, right? Following this kind of trend line, and down here we had a lower low, followed by kind of 3 lower highs here. If you really zoom in, you see we had 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows. So no, not lower, higher lows here, and basically 1 high, 2 high, kind of pretty long correction following a resistance trend line, print a bottoming pattern, right? Print higher lows, break out of the trend line resistance, and kind of into sideways move, right? Sideways as in below this key resistance, above this key support, in this range, right? While in this period respecting this key resistance in green, while simultaneously making higher lows, right? And then eventually break above, then start a new major uptrend. Major leg, I would say, not major uptrend. And just zooming back to our current chart, right? You see something similar if you believe in fractals, right? First high here, second high that's above here, and then had a pretty significant drawdown following trendline resistance, and we had a lower low followed by 3 higher lows. So this is a, I'm sure there's a if you look at RSI here, this is a bullish divergence following these actually there isn't. Interesting. But nonetheless, this is definitely a bottoming pattern where we had lower lows followed by higher lows, and following the third higher low, right, we break out of the resistance trend line, and now we are kind of sideways, right, which is respecting the resistance here in green, which was the previous the last high. So that's why I'm expecting, you know, a bit of sideways right here, but ideally holding above this previous low of 28 cents and continue to make higher lows, right? So something like higher lows here like this, and then eventually break out. And once we break out of I think 44 cents, the next big leg up could happen. Is it necessarily going to happen? No, right? But again, it's a profitability game, right? Because you see this previous consolidation, right? When we broke this resistance here, we had a very big move. This one here, right? Very major. So that's why I'm willing to place bets, even if it's 50% chance that you know, when it's within this range, if it does this, I expect, you know, fireworks and Doge to have another major leg up. If it breaks down, right, I have a very clear stop loss right below 28 cents. So again, even if it's 50% chance, right, upwards profitability is very high, lower stop loss is very tight. So I have controlled loss, and I have a lot, you know, of profit potential. So that's the trade I'm taking with Doge right now. So I'm still holding my long position. Stop loss just a little bit below 28 cents. We'll see what happens. You know, I don't think it's a very certain trade because there's a lot of factors that could affect this. Like, the whole thing is manipulated by Elon Musk. So, you know, if he goes kind of belly up, thing's dead, right? If he just shits on Dogecoin, calls it a scam, no one's gonna buy it. Or if it just pumps it, if he just comes out and does some major show again, it's gonna pump. We're really unsure, right? And if Bitcoin takes a huge dump, this will probably dump. If Bitcoin makes a major move up, this will probably go up. So a lot of factors, and that's why, you know, I'm not keen on just holding this forever, right? The trade is very clear. If it breaks above here, great. If it breaks below here, I stop loss. So that's what I'm looking at for Doge. Okay, so that's about it. Very long ramble again, as usual, but have about 20-25 minutes to take questions. And thanks for sticking with me here, everyone. It's been great. Let's go through the list here. So let's go on Discord first. Let's get some of our Discord gang's questions here. And I'll probably do like 5-10 minutes on each platform, so Discord and then YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, right? Let's see. If you have questions, Discord, drop them in the events chat. Okay. John HBG asked, question, is VB still planning to sell 50% BTC and ETH at 4350K? Yes. If so, what would you do in the unlikely scenario where we do not revisit these levels? If we do not revisit, then I continue holding until we break below 30. If we break below 30, then that's the very odd chance that we just continue going down. In that case, we break below 30, I'd still sell probably half of my holdings. Pago the Hut asks, what about NFTs and IDOs? Are you on the sidelines with those? Yes. I'm not participating in most new IDOs, new NFTs. There are some very good projects coming out, but the market overall is dragging them down quite a bit. So I think they could even have better buying opportunities post their initial launch with IDOs and NFTs right now. So yeah, I'm not so keen on just jumping in straight away. What was your ETH stop loss? Right below I think the 200 daily EMA. So I think 2K range is very key to hold. So somewhere in this red box, I would say. If you were being very safe, I'd say even, you know, take the 1400 range. But then again, you know, if we just make a new low below here, so this is 1720, right? I would say that that is pretty much it. Yeah. So anything around 2K is a buy, but if we get below, let's say 1700, I think that's getting quite shaky. So I would consider cutting by that point. It's very bad that we did not pump. No, I don't think so, man. Like, I think you got to zoom out a bit. Like, it's I wish we pump, but like just looking at this, if you just take out this triangle, right, there's nothing here. Like, none of these candles are closing, so you can't even really call it a triangle. It's pretty much just a range, right? And we revisit the range high. So I don't know, like, I don't think that was even a key fake out. Now, mind you, if we get above here but we fake out, that's pretty bad. That's very weird, right? But right now, if you just zoom out and ignore what people are saying with like the whole PM, like the triangle, this is sideways. This isn't up or down. And the breakout here, like this breakout on the 4 hour, really? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think this was. I didn't think this was very significant. It's just my opinion. Yeah. People about her that bought the top, they need to get time to get over it. I don't know. Yeah. Same. I mean, I don't think it's the most beneficial to have a very strong bias right now, because that's what exactly whales want you to have right now. You could be very uber bullish, very uber bearish, but nothing's being reflected on the chart, so that will kind of hurt you. It's better to stay unbiased right now, I think. That's not to say, I don't support it. If I have a button to say I press the Bitcoin pump to 60K, I will press it any day, right? If I have two buttons, right? One dump, one pump, I will always press the pump one. Even if I can choose what to do with it, right? I can put in a short beforehand. I would still choose the up. But right now there's just, it's I don't think it's there, The button is not there. Like, even if I were to speak into this existence and say, oh, like Bitcoin's so bullish, everyone go buy, I don't think that's gonna happen. So anyways, okay, questions from Discord. Rayan asks, you think if Elon starts having Bitcoin again, we are in the clear? I don't know. I think it will signal something, that it probably will signal that they have bought more. Will we be in the clear? We don't know. We would know that. I think that would mean that they have bought on the cheap again, and they want to kind of hype it up for a period where they can profit a bit. In the clear, I don't know. I don't think that's too clear to say. Do you think virtual fiat from major countries will be a threat to BTC or bullish? It's not really relevant. No, I don't think it's a threat. It's not bullish either. It's kind of a threat to stable coins though. Your thoughts on the BTC dead cat bounce meme on TikTok? People are dumb, man. Like, I haven't seen many people that actually know how to do TA or trade on TikTok. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Just want to say hi. Hey Nate, how's it going? Can you drop some technical chart patterns? Just go watch the VOD. I mean, it's about 45 minutes of just all technical. Any idea about VETs? No particular altcoin will be super interesting until Bitcoin dominance is clear, right? All the liquidity is concentrated by the market. So I'm not going to show you VET or ADA because it doesn't matter. VET is like a couple $1 billion. ADA is like tens of billions. It's nothing compared to the overall market. So they're good projects, but their chart patterns doesn't matter, because like they have their chart moving like this, but Bitcoin swings a little bit, and these guys will swing a lot just because the liquidity differences. So it doesn't make sense to be too focused on individual altcoin charts right now. Have you considered partnership with educational institutions for Bacon DAO? Good idea. Haven't considered that, but we do have a very good course coming up. So good idea, actually. Something we could look into, definitely. By the way, VB, found your TikTok, love what is done with this community. Thanks for being here, Bear. Pre-Bitcoin dump, what happened with CRO? Yeah, so CRO, I don't know. It's just weak. I don't understand why. If they have all the marketing, tokenomics update, everything set up, it just doesn't pump. I don't know. I really don't know. What platform are you planning to use for the upcoming Bacon courses? Our own platform. That's token gated. We're developing all of it in-house. If you're holding long term and don't trade a lot, is it best to buy alt over BTC when they dip? There's no particular. That's not related. It's not really a relevant question even. If you hold long term, you hold what's good, and alt BTC. There's not one general criteria that's just better for long term. All are good. BTC are longer term than altcoins, but altcoins have better gains, but some will die. So it's very much case by case. What coins are you holding out? Mostly Bitcoin, Ethereum. Who's blocked? Yeah. Oh, I blocked Agator. I don't know why. Probably some spam pings before. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's these kind of questions. Like, what are your opinions on this and that and this and that? Like, man, come on, man. You know I just explained my opinion of Bitcoin dominance overall. So it doesn't matter what the altcoin is. Do you have a good explanation for why every coin is coupled to Bitcoin? Every coin seems to react too quickly for humans to make trades based on BTC, even down to the small time frame. Again, like, there doesn't need to be an explanation, right? We are not scientists. We don't theorize. Theory doesn't make anyone money. You just look at what's there. You look at one chart, you look at another chart, compare their correlation and say, okay, there's a correlation there. Great, we use it. Why? Does it matter? Right? So I don't see why. Like, I can theorize, but I don't think that helps anybody because it confuses people, right? You take theory and then you think your theory beats numbers. It never does. You take what the number correlation and you act, right? So anyways, let's look at some YouTube questions. View event. Here we go. Just want to get to the stream very quickly. Come on. What's this? Jesus. Alright, YouTube. Okay. Let me mute myself so there's no echo. Alright. Look at the chat. Let's pause this. Pop out the chat. Alright. Let's look at some questions. As usual, if you, like I've explained probably 3 times now on this stream alone, if you have a specific coin pick that you want me to analyze, now is not the time because it doesn't matter. Like, your coin is not going to decouple from the rest of the market. Just look at Bitcoin dominance. There's no particular coin that will be different, right? So most coins that you guys mentioned that you've heard of, for example, like what is it? XRP, Internet Computer, ICP, Polka Foundry, Saffron, Chainlink, Doge, like all the coins, they have good community, they have good long-term look for at least a few months. So doesn't matter, right? Like, fundamentals is there, but it doesn't matter. Like, please stop asking for specific coin analysis. It doesn't matter. You just have to look at Bitcoin dominance. And for that, just go back on the VOD, watch the Bitcoin dominance part, and then you can decide, oh, here's my favorite coin. When do I get into it? When do I stay out of it? That's it. Specific coin analysis doesn't matter. Okay. And people are freaking out about a crash yet again, but just look at it. Is this a crash? Are we crashing? Just be honest with me. Like, with my everything that I've told you earlier, is this a crash? Just like people are saying, hey, look, we are pumping. Better buy now, or you're gonna miss it. Oh no, we're crashing. Like, better sell now. No, we're pumping. Hey, we're crashing. Like, keep your emotions in check, right? Like, don't call something that is not. It's only going to hurt you. Don't overreact. It really doesn't matter. This is all just sideways. This is just completely sideways right now. So yeah, I mean, if we really, like, just looking at this, like, 2 4-hour little, what is this move, like 4% down, and you say that, oh, if you think that is going to for sure lead to this, sure, but pay me when this actually happens, right? I'm willing to bet you that this isn't so easy like you think, right? So yeah. Okay. Cryptocurrency potential in Africa. There's a lot of adoption that I've heard there. It's definitely somewhat more like a currency there. So something there definitely. Do you think new tax laws in the US on Bitcoin will affect the price of Bitcoin? I don't think I have the knowledge to comment on that. I don't have an opinion either, even for my own kind of use case. I don't think that's information that I can digest for useful information, useful action. Bob McGee says chop. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Right, chop is by definition like a little bit up, everyone hype, a little bit down, everyone panic. A bit media induced as well, so stay out of it. Don't watch people shilling you random pump or dump. It's happening right now. Nothing's happening. So global market top prediction this year. Why is 3 or 4 a magical number? I don't have a magical number prediction, sorry. Anonymous message Elon. I haven't watched that yet. I think that's something I need to watch. I haven't watched it yet. I will need to watch it. I think 2 very interesting things. This anonymous message to Elon, something to watch. The 4 p.m. EST announcement. Rumored supposedly a nation taking Bitcoin in their treasury. Something also, if it actually happens, could be very interesting. Again, someone's showing Theta again. Yeah, who cares, man? Like, Theta may not. Every coin has big announcement, and it's supposed to be the future, right? But when you have like 100 coins that all have major announcement coming up, like, yeah, Theta is a good project, but is it just going to decouple because it has mainnet 3.0? No. Look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin dominance. And yeah. Tesla continues to unethically mine lithium and put African nations in debt. Uneducated public in Africa are educated in that crypto is their self-defense. Yeah. Crypto is a decentralized way to get out of monetary control, right? Any kind of sanctions, controls of money, of financial exclusion. Yeah, Bitcoin and crypto in general. Thoughts about getting back in XRP, getting back in whatever, all these things. Like, yeah, just no specific coin pick, man. Big partners like Samsung, Google, many more though. Yeah, dude, great, man. Like, good for you. Who cares, man? Who cares? Yeah, this is a trading channel. Anyways, I see that the YouTube chat is, as usual, just a kind of bro chat in general. Let's move on to TikTok. And all right, TikTok gang, I have you on the chart now. Actually, I can probably bring up Lula TV just to watch. Here. Okay, people are saying, what are people saying? Actually, let's look at chart. Let me use the phone. Death Cross, that's not really reliable. Much love, my guy. Thanks, man. Let's see. What does Bitcoin dominance have to look like to see alts pump? Yeah, so it has to look like a uptrend. No, a downtrend. So what is an uptrend or a downtrend? That is something you can Google and find out in 10 minutes. But essentially, a trend in technical analysis is a series of higher lows and higher highs, like this. So this is higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. This is an uptrend. Same thing for a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. Right? So lower high, lower low. This is a downtrend. in technical analysis. This is a downtrend. So we want to see a downtrend in Bitcoin dominance for alts to pump. And that's what we saw on Bitcoin dominance here, right? You see, when we actually start making lower highs, lower lows, right? And now, why is it risky again? Because you see, we made a higher low and a higher high. So that's why it could be reversing, right? So, and now we are seeing not another higher low, but an equal low, and haven't seen a higher high. So this is kind of sideways and unsure. And that's why I say this triangle here is key to watch, right? That's why I say we're not in a out season anymore right now, right? If I think on the daily is probably a bit more clear here, right? If we start to see, so we made a low here, we start to see another lower low below 40%, and then a lower high above this 46, right? So let me just clear all the drawings here. So for this to be another downtrend again, right, we see this, we need to break the 40% low here, and then stay above. Let me just map it out for you, right? So this is the low. We want to make a new low below the 40% level, and make a lower high below the 46% high. Then this is a downtrend, right? So first we need to see break below 40%, and then we need to see ideally bounced, a rejection from 40. If not, still we cannot get back above 46. Once these two things are confirmed, this is an out season that can last, for another couple months, much longer. And when this happens, right, this is the period that's much safer for altcoins. And then you can just pick whatever your favorite altcoin is. Yeah. Good question. Very good question. DCA into ETH from here to 2K. You can, that could be a good strategy if you are in for the long term. Yeah, could be a good strategy. How much of your portfolio changes as we go through BTC alts? Love your stuff in the community. It does change quite a bit, actually. I'm very active. So I always had Bitcoin and Ethereum, but my exposure in altcoin is very much dependent on Bitcoin dominance. So where do you perform your staking? Mostly in DeFi. Bitcoin in 34K range and lowering further, but dollar still stability is gained. Yeah, sounds about right. Bitcoin dominance, BTC falling are two different things. Yeah, or the other usages for BTCD. That's particularly it. Just deciding when altcoins are good, when Bitcoin will outperform, or when altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. Then you know when to be positioned in each. Do you think it is possible to hit 25K and still remain in the bull market? Not really, no. I think 30K, we cannot break below that. Can you please look at pools? No, it doesn't matter. Very, very small cap coin. Its own performance does not matter in the grand scheme of things. BTC is dumping? No, it's not. Just, yeah. Like I said, this is exactly what chop is. Lots of people will say, oh, this is dump. Dump, but it's chop. It's literally chop. Like, where's the dump? Just tell me. Decentraland, another good altcoin, but seriously, it's dependent on Bitcoin dominance overall altcoin market. What else do we invest in other than crypto? Nothing right now, just crypto, because I know crypto the best. Hasn't BTC dominance fallen with the price? Why hasn't alts pumped? No, it hasn't really fallen. No. You should probably look at the chart before you make a random comment. Yeah, I'm looking at these specific coin comments. Again, I don't have a buy target, sell target, analysis on any coin like ADA, Decentraland. I see you spam this comment again. I agree, you probably shouldn't spam. Like I've covered many times, even on the stream, you doesn't matter what your specific coin is. It's great that you like it, but you need to look at Bitcoin dominance. So please don't spam, otherwise I'm gonna have to mute you. But it is a huge frown. Where is that? And what the hell is a frown? Yeah. Did you go to college? Yes. Do you play around BSC DeFi? I try a bit. They do have good yield, but usually I can find just about the same yield on ETH as well if you look deep enough. So if there's better yield there, then yeah, something like Pancake Swap farms are decent sometimes. Auto farm is decent, but aside from that, like not much else. And only when the yield is really like significantly better. What will you be looking to accumulate in a bear market? Pretty much only Bitcoin and Ethereum. Maybe some CryptoPunks, actually. Is Dogecoin considered an altcoin, bro? Yeah, of course. What's a good buy level? Nothing right now. I would say 43k, right? When we break 43k, if we can actually start a new uptrend, then that's a good buy. There's no good level. What's going on right now? Nothing much. I'm just answering TikTok questions and trying to show charts if there is a good question. I don't watch Formula 1, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to get on my own account and start muting some people because people are showing their own coins, especially low caps that are very risky. So definitely not recommended. Actually, yeah, I'm just not gonna answer these type of questions, but hold on, let me get back on the stream. Here, I'm back. Too much dump for today? No, it's not, man. Like, where's the dump? I don't see it. You're not, you know, you weren't in the pump. Why are you concerned about the dump? It's literally just sideways. No, I have to disagree. Like, just why you're looking at a 30-minute chart and trying to use that to justify kind of weekly outlook? Come on, man. You know that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Again, I just don't. Thoughts on Avalanche Finance? I don't know. Avalanche is a good chain, but I don't know any particular Avalanche DeFi coins that are interesting. How can someone learn how to read the chart? Get a book called Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets by John Murphy. Very good book. Okay. Wow, literally, it's just a bunch of bros, man. We're crashing, man. Why no pump? Why dump? Why ETH pump? When buy? When sell? 1inch update. Binance is heavily invested. Yeah, 1inch is a good project. I think 1inch technically, fundamentally, it's a very good exchange. Their routing, when you trade with sites, it does save you slippage. 1inch is actually the DEX I prefer to use. Aside from, I actually don't use Uniswap or SushiSwap as much. So fundamentally, they're good. Technically, they don't have as much adoption. If you look at their TVL, they're way behind in actual usage than Uniswap and SushiSwap. So in that sense, they need to do better marketing and user adoption, but their platform is pretty strong, I would say. But that's my usage opinion, right? I'm not very much invested in 1inch. Just myself using it doesn't really matter. I need to see most other people use it. Cool. Damn, these questions are pretty bad. How long could we trend sideways? For as long as 3 months. That's what we've seen. If you watch my last video. Last summer, from April to July, we trended sideways for 3 months. Every week, people flipped bullish, bearish. Everyone got chopped up. Are you holding all in USDC, waiting for a verified uptrend, 43K's level to break to jump back in? I am holding a bit of cash, yes. If we break 43, I'm, a bit more confident to maybe call for a long then. We'll see then. But definitely not taking any trades right now on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and major coins. Do you think hedges are buying right now during this sideways action of BTC? Yeah, of course. That's exactly what it's good for. If we go below 30K, how long do you think it'll take for the bull market to resume? No specific theory is relevant. So if we break below 30K, we need to see, it'll print a downtrend like what I explained earlier until we can start a sideways and then a reversal, as shown with instead of making higher lows and higher highs, we will make lower lows and lower highs. We will make higher lows and higher highs. So let's just show you on the chart. So maybe on the weekly even. So just on a very long time frame. Jeez, where's my chart? Wow. Jump to current, please. Okay. Right. You see, let's just take 2017 as example, right? This is a bull market. Higher lows, higher highs, right? Then lower lows, lower highs, right? And then we're only bullish again when eventually we start to make higher lows, higher highs again. So somewhere here was a good trigger, right? And then again here, lower highs, lower lows. And then again, a decent pump. We made the first higher low and then a higher high and then another higher low. So somewhere again here was a good trigger for the start of a bull market. Let me just zoom in again here. So somewhere here, somewhere here. Aside from that, what is the like a good time frame estimate? There is none. It's just a guess. There's literally no time frame that you could reliably say. Why numerator and 1 inch special instead of red? There's nothing special. It's just fluctuations. Would you expect a relief rally to 45-50K before possible bear market? Yeah, I think even if we go into a bear market, sorry, what is this? Even if we go into a bear market, I think a relief rally is most likely going to be a case before any sort of major bear. So look at daily, something like this high there to sorry, maybe this range to this previous low, right? Like I marked out. So 2 lows here and then another low here. So this range, like I covered many times now, if we even head into a bear, I think it's very unlikely that we just continue to go down and just drop straight into a bear market. Even if we are going into a bear market, I think it will probably happen in the fashion of we make a retest of this range, but we fail to break out and we get rejected, something like this. So that's why, I do plan to exit quite a bit of my positions and stay safe in this range and see what happens. Where do you see BTC by Monday? I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. I had like 5 million, something like that. Yeah, $5,200,041 precisely. Yeah, that's I looked at my horoscopes. That's precisely what Bitcoin will be by Monday. Anyways, thanks for the good questions, everyone. Hope this was helpful. I'm glad that TikTok screen share is yet again working. Hopefully we can continue to use this format tomorrow for the Bacon DAO community updates. I think that's about it. I've been live for an hour and a half, an hour 20 minutes now. We went over Bitcoin, the current trades I'm looking at, bottom line, resistance. Overall, we're trending, going sideways. So stay safe. Don't take any early trades. Wait for a clear trend to develop. Then Ethereum, there is a potential breakout trade I'm looking at. So go back on the VOD to watch that. Also Bitcoin dominance, very key to watch for any other altcoins that you're looking at right now. Yeah, wait for Bitcoin dominance to clearly develop either uptrend or downtrend, and then you can decide if altcoins are a good bet right now against Bitcoin. We look at Dogecoin, a potential fractal playing out. So I also have a long position on Dogecoin right now, just purely based on the fact that if the upwards move, if it happens, we have a much bigger potential profit than the potential loss on Doge. We have a very tight stop loss, so that's a purely short-term play. And yeah, that's about it. Stay safe. Overall, right, markets are very much sideways right now. 43k. We need a break above that for me to call any sort of bullish. 30k break below in the very short term for me to call any kind of actual dump. Before that, right, Bitcoin can do whatever it wants in this range. It can do like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in this range, and people will call like, oh, we're dumping, we're pumping, dumping, and all the influencers, media, news will try to tell you that that's what's happening, but in reality, nothing's happening. So yeah, just stay safe. Let it range. Let the impatient people get chopped up, and then eventually we will have a direction. Whether that's like this or like this. And then when that actually happens, you know, we can take a much more educated and actually a trade that favors us. Then it makes sense. Until then, you just don't try to swing your own emotions just from what you see like in a 1 hour 30-minute chart. Like, how is this a dump? Seriously, like, how is this a dump? We saw this, right? We didn't even break below this low here. How is this a dump? This is what? That's ridiculous, man. Come on, get out of the 30-minute chart, man. Get on at least the 4 hour. I would say like, if you're really worried, just go on the daily. Like, where there's nothing here, it's all sideways. So anyways, that's it. That's about all the analysis I have for today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the YouTube comments, TikTok comments, Discord gang, as usual. Appreciate you being here on the chat and your questions. I'm gonna end the stream here. Signing off on the YouTube and TikTok side, and sorry, let me just bring back to Discord. As usual, make sure you join the Bacon DAO Discord, discord.gg/bacon and bacondao.com. That's our community where we're gonna have, you know, in-depth discussion over time, and you can ping me for questions on specific topics like you know, NFTs, BSC, other chains, trading, Bitcoin, altcoin analysis by our other analysts, We have a crypto gaming event coming up for CSGO related, low cap launch, layer 2 pre-sales. You know, if you have some ideas that you think is interesting, post them here, and just kind of long-term discussion. So join Bacon DAO. Shameless plug for our own community, but it's by far the best community that I've ever been a part of in crypto. We keep it very organic, and we don't try to show you into stuff. Even our own analysts, we have quite a feud going on. We have an analyst that's very bullish, analyst that's very bearish, and me myself, I'm very kind of neutral right now. So you get completely unbiased, in all kinds of directions, and you can choose to learn and make your own judgment. And that's what we do here. So yeah, that's the plug. Thanks for being here, everyone. Signing off on the stream. Tune in again tomorrow for another live stream around 6 p.m. UTC for the Bacon DAO community call, where we're gonna have a bunch of contributors covering TA and all kinds of altcoins. Aside from that, thanks for being here. Bye bye. Have a good day.